What are you playing?
Oh, we're playing XCOM. We're also live. Hey, welcome back to
What are you playing, Troy?
the glitch feed.
What? Hey, Troy, what you playing?
Hey Troy, I'm playing. We're
What?
gonna we're
Yeah?
playing we're playing
Uh-huh.
XCOM
Yeah,
2
we are. Why are we playing XCOM 2? That game came out, what, like almost a year ago?
almost a year ago, which is why we're playing it, I guess. So yeah,
Weird.
XCOM 2 came out a year ago in February, and so we're playing games that came out in February. And by games, I mean singular game, because I'm not switching games. That would be silly.
February 5th.
It came out February 5th, 2015 to 16. Oh, dang. 2015. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah. I'm Troy. I'm your host, Troy. I do this stuff a lot. That's Sarah. She's cool.
No.
All right. So I tried.
No. No.
We're
And
in
now that we're
a
done with this awkward bit, let's move forward with
cool.
the podcast.
We're in kind of rare form tonight. Per usual.
We are. We are.
Oops. I'm gonna switch over the game.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. And I will switch over to the chat so I can see people comment about how sweaty you look.
I don't look that sweaty.
Did you shower?
Not yet.
Okay. You look sweaty.
I mean,
She says that she can't see.
Hang on. This is super loud. My bad. Hang on. Let me just turn that off. Cool. That's better. Sorry.
So we are playing XCOM 2 because yes, it came out a year ago, but it is almost February and finally it seems like the industry is waking up again from their hibernation and we got some big games launching this month. Did anything really come out in January? Oh, I guess
like
Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, Res 7 came out. That was a game.
That they already are speed running and beating in 90 minutes. Like the speedrunners have already hacked it and now can beat it in 90 minutes, and I'm sure it will take you 90 years to complete because you are too terrified to move more than an inch in the game.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah?
My entire computer locked up.
Did it?
Yeah,
we're offline.
Oh, wait, hang on. We're coming back.
When did it lock up?
The whole thing just, like, decided to stop working.
You didn't even change the background of your video. Oh, it's red. It's mad. Oh. Stream health is mad.
Oh. XCOM 2 stopped working.
All right, let's just do a talk show.
Cool. All right, well, I guess it all came back because I can see stuff now. Virtual function was. Oh yeah, XCOM 2 really just s the bed there. Hey, we're going to talk show mode. What's up? So games that came out in February. Why did it like?
No, it just like shivered and the screens like faces just shrunk for a second.
Yep.
Still not seeing talk show mode though.
I mean, I hit it. It's on there.
Is really behind. So yeah, games that are coming out this month. Yeah, Resident Evil I guess kind of kicked it off. There we go. Now it kind of looks okay.
It's catching up.
The quality is really bad.
It's catching up.
So let's kind of roll through, I guess. I mean, 2 people are watching. It's probably us. Let's roll through some of the big games that are coming out. We'll start with the beginning. I guess kind of to go back to the big Fire Emblem Nintendo Direct on February 2nd, we're seeing Fire Emblem Heroes dropping for Android.
Hopefully we see it.
It says iOS on here. I'm not. It's supposed to be Android first.
It's Android first. We'll see if it actually comes to iOS around.
It's very strange because usually they come to Apple first. Like for example, it took like a few months.
Mario Run.
It took a few months for Fallout to make it to Android. I was playing on my tablet.
Oh, Fallout Shelter, right?
Yeah. So Fire Emblem Heroes, it is the first time on a mobile game, and it actually, I personally think, having not played Super Mario Run, it is one of the more innovative and exciting Nintendo games that are on this kind of initiative to hit the mobile market, mostly because it takes the standard mobile game of collecting cards and make it feel like it's not as much of a collectible because you actually follow the same Fire Emblem mechanics of the turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
So it's also interesting because they have the concept of they're not really limiting you to your purchases. Obviously, there's pay to win, but you actually can level up your cards after a while to hit that mark of the 5 stars. So eventually you get to that point where you have really good cards. I just think it takes longer, as they projected to us. So I have some good hopes. I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think the Fire Emblem franchise is probably going to be the one that lends itself best to mobile. Turn-based strategy in general is kind of a good mobile kind
mhm.
of app, I think, um, because it lends itself to being able to be picked up and put down without having to really, you're not missing any action, you're not pausing the action. It's always paused technically.
Yeah, and it's a little bit more shrunk, which I think is very
Yeah,
friendly to people because in Fire Emblem, the people that love the game, it's very long, drawn out battles. It kind of sucks at the end when your character dies, but they're decent chunks of battles. These seem like kind of tutorial length ones. Like when you played the tutorial, it was 4 people fighting in a small area. So it was a little tense. And I think this is going to do really well for that too, because it's going to be a quick pick up your phone, play around, and then go do something, and then it's very accommodating for the mobile player who's looking for that quick Fire Emblem fix.
sure, for
At
sure,
least
for sure.
it looks like it will be. I mean, I'm sure we're both going to play it, and hey, maybe on a podcast we'll actually plug in a phone and see if we can stream it.
Yeah,
And
I actually can do that. I know how to do that.
yeah, so maybe next, what is it, the second? So maybe actually
Whenever it comes out,
Friday.
we'll play it.
Friday we can check it out because we have another, or no, Thursday. Thursday is the second. Maybe we can actually check it out on launch and play it on Thursday,
Yeah,
depending on when it actually
hopefully it
releases.
actually launches. That's kind of the big thing.
Yes. And also, if you vote, they have a contest right now where you actually can vote on your
I
favorite
gotta vote.
character in the franchise, and you can earn rewards for your Nintendo account if you vote before tomorrow. Um, so we could probably provide that link. It's the Choose Your Heroes campaign. It is events.fireemblemheroes.com/vote, and it'll connect it to your account. So there is a little bit of a fun side thing going on for that. The next day, because Nintendo loves releasing things on Friday, and we won't have to go too much in detail because it's a port, but Yoshi's Woolly World is coming to the 3DS on Friday. Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. So it features the same thing as the Wii U game, but in addition, it has extra features, and you're able to play as Poochie. So it kind of adds a little more
Gucci!
to it. Yeah, it's good because we're starting to see a lot of ports that and Nintendo's doing this for the Switch as well. We're seeing ports that add more. So it's not necessarily a, hey, you already own this game, but here it is on the new system, like Final Fantasy IV is for every single system. But they add extra little things and treats. And a lot of non-Nintendo, like third parties, are also doing this for the Switch launch titles. So that is releasing along with a Yarn Poochie amiibo on Friday.
Yeah.
Next, let's move on to the 7th. Oh, I'm not even going to talk about that one. Let's talk about Neo.
What's on the 7th?
Uh,
What is it?
Atelier Sophie, the Alchemist of the Mysterious Book
The
for
what?
Windows PC.
I don't,
Atelier? I
I
don't
don't
know what it
I
is.
don't know what that is. I feel like you just made that up.
No, it's there, and it came out on PlayStation 4 and the Vita, so it also is a port, and it's a JRPG.
Of course it's a JRPG.
Do they have big boobs? Do they
It's a
have big
JRPG.
boobs? They do have big boobs.
Of
Actually, I
course.
think I saw this game and I was curious about it. It's like an all-women cast, obviously, and they just summon shit and attack
What do you mean
people. Oh, this
obviously?
guy. Because it's Japan, they love women.
Oh, okay. What? All right.
Otherwise, Neo's coming out for PlayStation 4. They had a lot of open betas that I didn't play, so I really have no idea about this game, which you're not supposed to admit on the streams. But
Which one?
hey, Neo,
Oh, sorry, I missed the word.
it's the Team Ninjas. It's the guy who did God, what did he?
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden,
I
all that
think
other stuff.
it looks like a Ninja Gaiden like revival, sort of.
It looks really good. I mean, honestly, when they released all of the PlayStation free to play trials of it, I was not actively on my PlayStation at the time. But it's feudal Japan. You fight mystical creatures, you fight against armies, hack and slash, kind of Ninja Gaiden style game. I'm hoping it does really well. I haven't looked at any of the reviews yet, but a lot of people have been checking it out. A lot of published like coverage over this. So, it's their first game, or not their first game, but their newest game. Hopefully they do really well. And then of course, also coming out on the 7th is WWE 2K17.
2K17. Royal Rumble.
And all they say on Polygon where I'm reading this is it's wrestling, but on your computer. That's all they have to say about it. But I think honestly, like I get the whole wrestling thing, but I feel like people now in these games just like creating the most ridiculous outfits.
Well, yeah, I mean that's half the game is the character creator.
And then the other half is just watching ridiculous fight scenes, throwing stuff at people, classic wrestling game.
Right.
So, moving on February 14th, Valentine's Day, the day of love,
Oh my
the
god, this
day
is
of
the best
getting
game.
your girlfriend cookies or chocolates or flowers, or taking them on a date if you really have that time, even though it's on a Tuesday. All for honor.
Woo!
That was a
I'm
weird
very
segue.
excited about this one.
So I've been playing the beta,
Oh my
Troy.
gosh, I've been recording a lot of video for the of the beta right now.
Why?
So I did this music video joke.
Did you do it like to yourself, like, or did you
No,
do it to
no.
people?
So this was like way the first. This was around the first like closed beta thing.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I did one for.
You got retweeted by it. Like you got noticed by someone big on Twitter, didn't you?
Well, I mean, I did it off a direct request from their community manager Eric Pope. So
Yeah, and
yes.
yep. Mm-hmm.
So it was silly. So I was joking with him the other day that I'm gonna do it again, and he gave me a song. So now I'm working on that.
Eric Pope.
Yeah. Uh,
What's the song?
I can't tell you yet because
Oh,
I
it's
might
in,
I might change it because it's not working as well as I thought. Anyway, so I just played an entire weekend of the beta, and I am like balls to the walls, all in on this game at this point.
which faction did you choose for the contest?
So for the first one, I went Knight, which got just smoked in the thing. Uh, I'm trying to get to the Fire Emblem like rankings right now, but I can't find it. Oh well. I went with Knight, which got smoked, but it was a lot of fun to play. I ended up playing pretty much every class because I wanted to get footage of
No, but I
everybody.
mean you had to
Knights.
choose.
I picked Knights.
You
I said.
picked nice, and you guys lost. Okay.
I mean, we were getting smoked the last on like Sunday when I played, so
Yeah, I mean you could play as anyone. It's just you had to choose which one you were fighting on
yeah, you
behalf
picked.
of.
So yeah, you picked a faction right when you started the game, and it was like, oh, you represent this group. You can play anyone. It doesn't lock you into like what characters you can play, but it kind of represents just kind of what faction you are on the battle map, which is this kind of
Mhm.
really neat campaign, like multiplayer campaign mechanic. Kind of, there was a game for the Xbox 360 in an early launch that was probably one of the best multiplayer experiences I can remember called Shadow Hounds? Chrome Hounds. Chrome Hounds was the game. And it was a mech combat game where you built your own mech. You had parts that you could buy and sell and build your mech to customization. Amazing game. But they had a really cool like season system where you join one faction. If you played a bunch of battles and won, you would push like territories back, and eventually one team would take over the whole map, and then they'd reset it. So this is kind of like that. They talked a little bit in one of the developer streams about like the breakout of timing. So every move is a couple hours, every round is a couple days, every season's a couple months, kind of thing. So
Cool.
it was pretty neat. It was just kind of a different way to incentivize multiplayer play. To give kind of like a background to it, sort of.
Well, it allows people who aren't necessarily good also to benefit from just playing. And they're doing it in an achievable way, unlike, for example, Nintendo, who both of their global missions failed so far.
Right.
They're kind of creating a competition that everyone can participate. Obviously, having all the good players is nice. I feel like other games or other situations have done this too, where it's like, I can't remember off the top of my head. But so you're in,
Cool story.
you're getting it
Oh, I've already pre-ordered. I'm all in to that whole
all in.
thing. I mean, I pre-ordered despite like everything. Like it's gonna be
Hey,
a great
you know
game.
what? You played it though. I mean, that's the thing about this whole pre-order thing, is that I get it if you've never played the game, but having the opportunity to participate in alphas and betas and experience the game in those states, I think it justifies pre-ordering if you've put in the time and you feel confident. I mean, that almost encourages pre-orders because it says, I've done it, I like where it's going, I'm gonna buy it now.
Yeah, for sure.
That's my opinion. I mean, I don't think this global ban of pre-orders is necessary, like for that, or for example, for example, Mass Effect. I mean, all those people that are playing those 10 hours, 5 days in advance can easily pre-order at that point because they know they like it.
Right. Uh, I threw up some gameplay footage from For Honor
Okay.
because I have it recorded. So
So while we're talking about that, while you're watching that, let's talk a little bit about the other game that's releasing that is most likely going to be overshadowed. But did you play any Sniper Elite games, Troy?
yeah, I played the second one fairly. Or no, it's the third one, Sniper Elite 3.
The third one? Because I was
Yeah,
reading an article that Polygon, I believe, talked about in 2014 where they said it was boring on purpose.
yeah, it was very like the whole premise of the game was like a stealth combat game, but it was all about sniping, and there was really like it, an enemy would hear you shoot your sniper if it wasn't silenced. It would just you'd hear them shoot, so you had to find these spots that were like sound guarded, like a generator would go off and it would like muffle the sound. So you had to time all of your shots with that, not to mention like when people are pathed around and shit. So
That kind of sounds fun,
it's a very cathartic
kind of like Hitman.
experience. Yeah, a lot. I felt it had a lot of Hitman where it's
Hmm.
you're taking your time a lot, but you wanted to. It's kind of worth the.
So would you get Sniper Elite 4?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in it, at least
Yeah.
on PC. It seems
Yeah.
like a solid title that if they can modernize the kind of this was set in like World War II, which worked out well. I think it'd be interesting to see how they take it to a modern
This is
setting.
1943.
I thought this one was modern.
It's in Italy. It is basically you're heading to Italy to break Il Duce's 20-year grip on the nation. Yeah,
That was the plot of the third one, I think.
was it?
I,
No, this is 2016. Sniper Elite in World War II cult hit series, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. So setting up the story for Sniper Elite 4, which is headed to Italy to break the grip on the nation.
oh,
In
okay.
1943, however, Italy was
I thought
beset
this
by
one was
labor
modern.
stoppages, typhoid epidemics, and a punishing Allied bombing campaign.
Oh, they did. Okay, that's a different game entirely. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. It's an entirely different game. It's
Is it
the
by the
same.
same people at least?
No, like here,
Oh,
let me just flip this over to this other monitor here real quick. As you can see here, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is
let me
by
look at that.
CI Games versus Sniper Elite series, Sniper Elite 4 especially, which is a totally different studio. Oops. Well, that
Well,
explains a lot.
they both have Sniper in the
Yeah,
title,
like
right?
that's the
And
same.
Sniper Elite.
Yeah, it's the same. Like, look. It's this is this box art for Sniper Elite 3. It's a guy standing with his back turned with a sniper rifle on his back. Sniper Ghost Warrior 3
Are
is
you
a.
sure they're not the same company?
They're not. I just it's a totally different company. Is a
Then
guy with his back turned with a sniper rifle.
I feel like there's a lot of like memes or whatever the kids are calling it these days where they just do like kind of these types of things where it's like, hey, it's a shooter. Here's the pose they always use. Or
Yeah, it's
hey, it's
the Battlefield
yeah.
and Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed
Right.
shooter games.
So February 14th, we're seeing two games about killing people coming out.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the season of love. And February 21st, we're actually seeing Halo Wars 2 releasing. Troy got a chance to play Halo Wars 2 back at RTX in
Yeah,
July.
and in the beta since then.
Yeah, you got in the beta too. So, um, at RTX, you kicked ass. You kind of beat the
Oh, we
team, and what
demolished
they
them.
said was the fastest he's ever seen it happen.
Yeah.
That was your experience. How was your experience in the beta? Like, how did you feel from going from whatever it was at RTX, which I think was one of the first times they showed it on a floor after E3? I mean, it was very early model they let people play to
Yeah.
the beta. Like, what was that transition?
I mean, I think the biggest part of it is it's an RTS, but it's built for uh, it's 100% built for a console. So it's I said this back in RTX. It's different getting used to making fast movements and fast judgments with a controller. Um, so
Yes.
half of the learning curve is really like, okay, how do I do the hotkeys? How do I figure out how to group my guys? How can I make this as quick as I used to be able to do it on a keyboard? Um, So that's, I think, the first chunk of time with that game. But they do a very good job of kind of leading you into that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely something that a lot of like RTSs have tried to get into consoles. And in general, like a lot of kind of like I remember the first one was Dragon Age Inquisition, going from PC to console and just that learning curve and struggle of
Oh, for you.
using yeah, like of using something that you typically are used to of having all of your numbers and your, your keyboard and your mouse to kind
Right.
of those quick keys. And now that with consoles becoming so dominant and people wanting to use controllers, I mean the Steam controller, for example, they're selling a controller because they know how valuable it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost necessary to kind of try that crossplay, especially with a Windows PC and Xbox One title.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. This will also be available on PC
Mm,
through their Play Anywhere system.
yeah.
I don't know if it's. I assume that they'll allow like keyboard and mouse on PC. Um, so it'll be interesting to see kind of the difference between those those two types of players. But you can definitely pick up the controls and be just as fast as you normally would be able to on a keyboard with the controller.
So this is an old article. I actually clicked these are the games that'll be available on the Play Anywhere as
Mm-hmm.
of July 1st.
Scalebound.
Yeah, rip. Uh unfortunately. So otherwise, another game that's coming out that they actually didn't initially list this on the list I'm looking at, but a lot of people have been getting really hyped over it actually is A Night in the Woods or
I
Night in
was
the Woods.
just wearing the T-shirt today.
Yeah, which we
Uh,
saw at RTX 2 years ago, I think.
2 years ago, and not last year, but I think we saw it. It was at PAX East
Is
last
it
year.
PAX? Yeah, and so I guess this is just taken the world by storm. I mean, it's got the right mechanics. It's a cute side-scrolling cat that runs around, but it's a story about a cat who returns home from college to her Rust Belt town
Yeah,
and kind of her experience moving around, talking to people, all that stuff.
it's a very teen angsty kind of game,
And
like
it's just
that.
yeah, it's got that coloring and
Yeah,
everything.
but it's an adorable game. It's a story. It's not an RPG. It's not like Um, I'm hesitant to like peg it as something. It's a very good story. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
I
it.
I liken it to like Oxenfree, sort of,
Oh,
and that it's
okay.
maybe not as like freeform and puzzling as Oxenfree wasn't really puzzle, but it's got the story element of that you'll enjoy.
It's very dialogue heavy. Like it's
Yes.
not it's a mix. I would say it's kind of like a mix between visual novels. Like I guess Firewatch is kind of the same way where you are moving and controlling a character, but it's narrative driven.
Yeah, they call those walking simulators, but
Yeah.
even that's not really a good term for this one.
No, because I mean this one is there is still opening and a lot of like kind of open world, but that's coming out
Yeah,
on
finally.
February 21st. Yeah.
Very excited for that. Hey, by the way, are we done with? Sorry, good.
Nope,
Continue.
go ahead. I'm done.
Are
That
we
was
done
a
with
good pause.
releases?
No.
No, go ahead.
I guess I mean, obviously the biggest release, Lego Worlds is coming out February 24th, which is Minecraft Lego-y. But one of the biggest releases coming out February 28th is Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, this is a perfect segue. Guess what I did this week?
Go ahead.
I bought a PS4
Why?
for Horizon Zero Dawn and Night in the Woods and a couple other titles. I bought a PS4. Bought a last model,
Night in the
the old
Woods
model.
isn't coming out on PS4.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Not initially.
I'm almost certain it's coming out on PS4. Well, I bought it for Horizon Zero Dawn was really and just really to have a PS4 finally. I got a good deal on like someone who was upgrading to a Pro. But yeah, I finally bit the bullet and bought a PS4.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna
See,
be
I
able
knew
to
you
play
could play it
Horizon
on
Zero Dawn.
PS4. That's weird they didn't talk about it. So you're
What?
gonna be able to play Horizon Zero Dawn, or are you gonna get it on launch?
Probably. I mean, why not at this point? Might as well. I have no reason not to. I don't have any games for the PS4, so
He's gotta get that PlayStation Plus.
yeah, I gotta get that and like games for it. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have a PS4. But yeah, I'm gonna probably just like slap it on my desk
Let's
and have it.
see. I would say get the Infamous series.
Okay.
It's probably cheap right now. It's
Okay.
really fun. Infamous Second Son is really good.
Yeah.
It's basically Infamous 1 and 2 is just shooting powers at people and you can choose to be like good or bad.
Great.
And you just go around the city. It's pretty fun.
Sounds neat.
Yeah, it's a nice little fun exclusive PlayStation title.
I'm probably gonna pick it. What?
was like, where are all my games? So I can look at them to see what you should get.
I'm probably gonna pick up Last of Us remastered,
Yeah.
just because I never got to experience that on, you know, on anything. So that'll be a good one to
Another
check
fun
out.
one is Dragon Quest Builders. If you liked
Oh
Minecraft, but
yeah,
you
yeah,
didn't think it'd
yeah.
have enough guidance,
That was one that I really wanted to try too.
it's pretty
Dragon
good.
Quest
I mean,
Builders.
it's very much a kind of, you played a lot of like RPG fetch questy stuff, right? Like you played WoW and all that stuff. So
Sure.
it's not as like it's essentially just like, hey, you're building this world, but you're more kind of going around and solving issues and then slowly building your city than just like open world Minecraft. So like a lot of people's criticism was like it's not enough like Minecraft, or and a lot of people loved it because they were like, I play Minecraft all the time, but there's not enough driving me into a direction, and I don't like how open it is, and this game drove me into that direction. So I need to get back into it. It's actually sitting right next to me. I really liked it. So
Neat.
um, that's what I would suggest.
Apparently, there's rumors that the PlayStation Plus games for February, one of them is going to be Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, is the rumor.
Interesting. Yeah, they won't announce it until later this week because it's always the first Tuesday.
Yep. They're announcing on the 1st, according to this other article. It's a totally separate article.
Uh,
First Tuesday, maybe it'll be tomorrow. Wait, first Tuesday would be next Tuesday.
yeah.
Oh, well, whatever.
Any news on the Oculus VR case?
Not yet. Not that I have seen. I'm kind of writing up a summary right now of it, of like the leading up to it. So I'm gonna have that for us at some point pretty soon.
Hey, it's all you.
It
It's all
is
you.
all me. Um,
I'm looking at other news that I had up. I mean, Pokemon Sun and Moon is going to receive Megastone distributions. Here's the other news going on. Psychonauts is getting their
And it's right.
PlayStation VR game actually on February 21st. Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin, which is a PlayStation exclusive VR title, which bridges the gap between Psychonauts and Psychonauts 2. That's coming out. And then there is a Kickstarter that dropped for Apocalypse Now, a game based on the
yeah,
Vietnam War film.
yeah, that's not doing too hot right now.
It's at 142,000 out of the 900,000 goal. All things considered, they're probably going to be supported by someone. So,
Probably.
but the key team members of Fallout New Vegas, Wasteland 2, Far Cry, and a host of RPGs. So, if you're curious about that, there's 24 days to go, and they're at 142,000. Video games are really, really tough on Kickstarters.
Yeah, because it's really hit or miss. Lately, the whole news around it's been it's 50-50 whether or not you actually get a game or not out of the whole thing. I've backed a couple of Kickstarters that I don't think I'll see a game until 2018 at the earliest.
They are really not, their Kickstarter is really not friendly either. Like they,
The Apocalypse Now one.
yeah, because they have all these like pledge 2,000 or more for the chief level, and they just repeat all of the old stuff. So like I have to scroll down to see everything in that pledge.
Right.
Like, and it's got all of this extra stuff which you can get in the other things. It should say previous pledges plus this. So it's not really friendly.
Yeah, we had there was a long discussion we had at the office of like this isn't the best Kickstarter that we've ever seen. So
Yeah, unlike some of the other things we do, like the super fight Darren Ross stuff, I actually backed his blank Mary Kill game.
I did not. I actually just backed a cool Kickstarter. If we're talking about Kickstarters we've backed,
Sure.
there was a game called, and I'm logging into my Kickstarter so I can show you what I can talk about it real quick. The premise was you're a shopkeeper that also goes dungeon crawling for their stuff. I've seen the premise before, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I was actually pitching it to one of my game developer friends. I was like, think about if
It's
you
called Moonlighter. It's an
if
action
you
RPG.
did this. Isn't that by Adult Swim? Or no?
No, this is yeah, I forget how I like found this. It's I think it was shared by a guy who worked on Night in the Woods, I think. If I'm remembering the connections. It's approved by the Square Enix Collective though.
Yeah,
One of
Square
those.
Enix. That's why.
Trying to find.
It's also done.
No, it's not
I
quite
ignored
done.
it.
Estimated delivery apparently is March 2017. Oh, coming sooner than I thought. But it looks really
It's
cool.
an older game, isn't it?
I mean, it was on a Kickstarter a while ago.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't like
July 3rd, 2016.
Was the Kickstarter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When it ended.
Right. Transition. Over
Square Enix just dropped another Kickstarter supported by them, and then Banner Saga, of course, also did their Kickstarter.
Oh yeah, Banner Saga 3's Kickstarter. You can see that I pledged $25 to it. But I'm trying to find like actual screenshot stuff of it. Action RPG, roguelike elements, adventurous shopkeeper secretly dreams of becoming a hero. Yeah, you basically to earn the stuff you put in your shop, you dungeon crawl. It kind of looks.
Did you find your screenshots?
I found a video that's playing right now, like right here on the screens. But it's got a really cool art style that I was really digging, so that's why I kind of was more into it. It's that kind of top-down art style that I really like.
So, and to finish off our chat, because it's about time to end, is I'm gonna take some questions from the audience. Audience asked, Troy, are you cold? Like you're wearing a short sleeve shirt on top of Mount Everest.
Yeah, it's freezing up here. You know, I really just wanted to take in the sights.
Your shoulder reminds me of a meatball.
Why is
Your headphones remind me of toe fungus. I don't know. People are just talking. Congratulations, Trolls. You've been noticed. No Man's Sky is really good and a complete experience,
No,
Ninja
it's not.
Tuna said.
No, it's not.
No
You're
Man's
wrong.
Sky is
You're
actually
a
getting
fundamentally
another.
wrong person. You're like that's a wrong opinion.
No Man's Sky got actually like they received a nomination for I think the GDC awards.
Of course, well, of course, it's a beautiful looking game or whatever.
Wasn't that pretty?
It was okay. Their update that
Say
they
that?
launched that like
The
was
base
supposed to
building
fix
update?
yeah to be it totally goes against the concept of No Man's Sky because you're building a base on a planet that you ideally in the No Man's Sky like gameplay loop you leave in like 5 minutes. You're supposed to continue on like the whole gameplay loop as you go and explore and then you collect your stuff and then you move on to the next planet and check out that. If you stay on one planet and build a base, you're breaking their gameplay loop. You're not leaving.
Isn't that how Starbound worked though?
Sort of, but the whole idea was that you could come back to your like you weren't trying to get to a new area. You would go to another planet, harvest the resources, and ideally you would just come back to your main base planet. You're only going there to like get resources, but because in No Man's Sky all the resources are like the same four things, you would just come back. It's just you're like, oh, I'm gonna go check out the bugs over there, and then you just like there's no the No Man's Sky gameplay loop is explore, find all the stuff, check out the cool sites, and then jump to the next planet.
Yep.
Not jump to the next planet and then stay there for 16 hours while you build a stupid house. No Man's Sky is a bad game.
And on that note, we're going to end our stream. Hopefully, we'll be back Thursday and checking out the new Fire Emblem and then talking about some of this week's news since we skipped a lot of it.
Yes, we will.
If you guys want to contribute to the discussion, feel free to tweet at us. Let us know some of the big stories you'd like to hear about. You can also comment in the description below about your thoughts of what we talked about today. We'd love to hear back from you and, address some of the things that maybe you share with us. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheElise. I'm Sarah. You can follow Troy at Tferio. It's under his name. I didn't actually say it right, but Troy's there.
T_Ferio.
Yeah. And you can follow us at GlitchFeed or on YouTube. So feel free to give us a follow.
When are you streaming next?
Tomorrow, probably.
Cool.
I think. Yeah. I started playing Mass Effect, so.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about that.
Yeah, so playing that game.
I'll be live on Wednesday at noon if you follow me on Twitter.
Noon?
At noon. We do a lunch.
Oh, is that your lunch thing? The lunch pun?
The taste buds.
The Splunchy?
Spelunky. We changed the name of the taste buds so that we could play other games. Anyways, we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Thank you guys for watching. And we will catch you again later.
Bye, guys.